Today we'll be looking at various cases of people getting fired or becoming unemployed as a result of their own social media posts. Some
It
of
is
these
kind
are
of
well
crazy,
deserved.
bro, that like nowadays, like your job, like in your life, in your career, and whatever you're doing, like your social media almost like directly is impacted and affected by it.
Others not so much. But let's begin with a well-earned career dismissal. The urgent care clowns. What happens when healthcare workers pose for a photo next to your
That's
snail trail?
crazy.
People get fired, that's what happens. Around
Dude, chat, my Uber in Vegas, there was a snail trail in my Uber, but it was period blood. Someone left period blood in my Uber.
September of
That's good.
2025, a group of
That's
health
so gross.
professionals working at an urgent care clinic in
That's
Santa Barbara,
crazy.
California, gathered around to participate in what they presumably thought was a harmless and funny TikTok upload. The TikTok post responds to the question
Yeah.
of, are patients allowed to leave you gifts? This TikTok is supposed to be the staff replying to that question. It says yes, and then the TikTok shows off the gifts, which are actually just stains of what I can only presume to be sweat, urine, and potentially even vaginal
Oh
secretions
my
left behind by
God.
patients who sat on the exam table. The TikTok urges viewers to guess what the substance
What
is,
the
basically
fuck?
doxing people's snail trail without
Yeah, but why they leaving that? Do you guys leave a spot when you sit down if you're butt naked? What the fuck?
their consent on TikTok.
The video jokingly referred to the soiled items as, quotes, gifts from patients.
The TikTok video naturally sparked outrage
Not
in the
now, not
comments
ever,
and was
no.
quickly deleted. However, it was already too late. The snail trail dox video spread like an invasive slime
That's
around social
insane.
media, infesting sites like Reddit, and commenters expressed their disgust en masse. There's no way around it. This was a gross violation of patient privacy. And
Yeah, but
many were
why
just
they doing
shocked and
that?
appalled that the employees thought this was acceptable. I mean,
Why they got
if they're
snail
publishing
trails
stuff
coming
like
out of
this,
them?
what are they doing that we're not seeing on camera?
You know what I mean?
Sutter Health, the nonprofit organization that owns the clinic,
Like, those
released a
people
statement on
deserve to be
September 3rd,
exposed.
revealing the employees behind the TikTok had been terminated. Interestingly, they also claimed the person who had taken the
Whatever
photos
happens to
hadn't
them
even been
deserves it.
employed at the time of these images being taken, further adding to the bizarre nature of this incident. Like, why the fuck is someone who
Whatever.
doesn't even work there taking sweat-stained photos with your entire staff in 4K and
Why your
posting them to
pussy's so
TikTok,
sweaty
bro?
and your gooch?
Anyways, this situation was quickly resolved, and the urgent care clinic clowns would be thrown out of this
They were just
sweat-stain and
wet.
secretion circus of a workplace for good.
I can't even imagine what it must feel like to have gone to that clinic, been examined, and then go online and see the people who were performing your examinations standing next to and laughing at the table that you were just sitting on.
The
I
Chick-fil-A
mean, it is kind of
drive-thru
funny.
bully. You might expect this case to involve
That's
a
so
Chick-fil-A worker
terrible.
getting
Like,
fired
bro,
for
if I
this.
sat down on an exam table, I left like a little like wet stain, like gooch stain or skid mark or something like that. Like, that's pretty funny. You know what I mean?
Misconduct. But it's the customer who found themselves without a job. Chick-fil-A is one of the most beloved restaurant chains in the US. The food is fire and consistently good, and the staff is always super friendly. I eat at the place a lot, personally.
It's
While the food and
normal.
service is banging, Chick-fil-A has had
Gucci
controversy
stain.
unrelated to these things. And almost all
You
of
guys
it
fuck
comes
with
from
Chick-fil-A, chat?
LGBT activists, you know, because Chick-fil-A has donated money to anti-gay organizations in the past. Hell,
Fuck
their
'em.
CEO, Dan Cathy, even once spoke out against gay marriage in 2012,
Fuck
saying
them, but
it
their
was
chicken is
wrong.
good.
But the homophobic chicken
Forbidden
be
chicken.
slapping though. There have been many who have protested outside of Chick-fil-A because of the anti-gay stuff, but in 2012, an individual named Adam Smith took the fight to
Forbidden
the
chicken.
drive-thru, expressing his rage about Chick-fil-A's transgressions to an individual who literally couldn't do anything about it if they wanted to, the hourly worker at the window. This video begins with Adam
Frozen
sitting
lemonade.
in the drive-thru.
It is
Apparently, this
gas.
fuckwad had ordered a
Have it in
free
the
water so
UK.
as to not give the company any of his money, but also giving him the opportunity to go to the drive-thru window.
Well, I'm waiting in line. I'm next in line. I'm pretty excited about my free water. I also see like a group of 30 college-age
Got
students
shit. No,
over
bro, they
there.
don't.
I'm wondering if they're doing a sit-in. I'm so excited I might just join them. But let's see what happens with my free water, and I think I might just say a few words too. Let's see.
As soon as he makes it up there, Adam unloads on the rather cheerful and respectful employee. And I gotta say, this girl, man, she deserves a fucking award with the way she handles this Looney Tune. Take a look.
Here I go.
I would be so annoyed.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
Good. Is this my free water?
It is?
Awesome. You know why I'm getting the free water, right?
I do not.
Because Chick-fil-A is a hateful corporation.
I disagree. I wouldn't.
I know,
we
but
don't treat any of our customers differently. We don't.
I know, but you guys,
discriminate.
but the corporation gives money to hate groups. Hate groups. Just because people want to kiss another guy.
Oh my god.
Sorry?
I have to stay neutral on the subject. My personal beliefs
No, I
shouldn't be in
understand.
the workplace.
Yeah, I believe that too. I don't believe corporations
Damn.
should be giving money to hate.
Shut up, Ginger. Why are you hating on her,
Totally understand. I'll
Kato?
take my water.
Okay. It's my pleasure to serve you always.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm glad that I can take a little bit of money from Chick-fil-A and maybe less money to
Bye-bye.
hate groups.
Well,
Have a great day.
We're always happy
You
to
have to
serve
bring it
everyone.
up.
I don't know how you live with yourself
Anything you
and
need.
work here. I don't understand it. This is a horrible corporation with horrible values.
We're here to
You
serve
deserve
in
better.
any way that you need.
You deserve better. Rachel deserves better. Okay?
I hope you have a really nice day.
I will. I just did something really
Used to
good.
be
I
a
feel purposeful.
ginger.
Thank you so
Once a
much.
ginger, always a
Okay.
ginger.
I'm a nice guy, by the way, and I'm
You
totally
are.
heterosexual. I'm not gay in me. I just can't stand the hate. You know, you gotta stop.
Bro,
Stop,
he's
stop.
like, I'm totally not gay.
Guys,
Well,
stand up.
Have a nice day.
All right, see you guys.
Not her
Bro, I
fault.
love how he has to
about.
clarify that he's not gay.
I'm totally heterosexual.
I mean, what a half-baked
I'm not
attempt at a roast.
gay.
You can kind of tell he knew he was getting owned halfway through it. It's pathetic. Though apparently Adam didn't think it was pathetic enough not to be posted, so he uploads it online. Considering what
Damn.
we've seen from this blockhead, I'm sure he probably thought
Blockhead?
people would take his side here. But no, he was almost unanimously hated. After all, he was harassing a hardworking employee and she was so nice to him in spite of his awful behavior.
It's my pleasure to serve you always.
How could you not support
Damn,
this
she was
girl
a
and
sweetheart,
on
and
this
Kato
one?
was
The
hating.
blowback from his actions at Chick-fil-A would be swift and severe. It was soon reported by Business Insider that Adam had gotten fired from his job after the video went viral.
Damn.
It turns out he was chief financial officer at a medical supply company named Vante, which I can only imagine was a pretty lucrative position to be getting fired from over something this dumb. After getting
Why was he worried about that then, Chick-fil-A?
fired, Adam went into damage control mode and tried his best to repair his reputation,
That's
even
the
creating an
problem.
apology video, but it didn't help much.
No way.
I am so very sorry for the way I spoke to you on Wednesday.
Damn.
You handled my frustrating rant with such dignity and composure. And every time I
Not the
watched it,
PR
I'm blown
apology.
away by really the beauty in what you did and your kindness and your patience with me.
Damn.
His apology
He
did
acting
little
like
to
she
quell the backlash
fucking
in the video was
deserves an
bombarded
elbow
with dislikes.
prize.
Apparently, this situation has gone on to haunt Mr. Smith in a serious way. A couple of years after the incident, ABC News released a report revealing that Smith hadn't been able to land a significant job in the time since his Chick-fil-A drive-thru fiasco,
Damn.
stating that he went from making over 200 grand a year to now subsisting on food stamps. He had gotten a job
What
at
a
a firm in
fall off.
Portland, Oregon, but had been fired
What
only a
up,
couple
Jet?
weeks after his employment due to them discovering his old
Doing a good
rant.
job.
And what about Rachel,
an
the Chick-fil-A
idiot.
employee that he
Bro
yelled at?
cannot
Well, you
escape.
probably won't be surprised to hear that she actually ended up forgiving him. She actually felt bad that the guy blew up his own life. How Christ-like of her. Very Chick-fil-A coded behavior from Rachel here.
I
Real.
was still in shock from the fact that the video he took of me was going viral on the internet, and I just really didn't know how to react when he came by the next morning.
Well, now, as you know, he has apologized, and I believe that apology has probably gone viral too. Do you accept that apology?
I do forgive Adam Smith. I think he realizes how bad of a decision it was to make that tape, and I feel really sorry for him and his family and everything that's happened to him since Wednesday.
Next, we'll be discussing one of the
Damn.
most classic
Like a
fired from a
thumb.
social media post cases.
Thought he got
out there.
fired, kill
An
me.
unhinged, racially charged tweet made by
Bro.
somebody who
Hada's got
Worked
it
in
out for
public
that girl,
relations.
bro.
Justine Sacco was a public relations executive for IAC Incorporated. She would
Hada
make a
sometimes
rather
sees people and he
unsavory
just
social
has it out
media
for him.
mistake that
Just goes
propelled
after
her
him.
into the spotlight of public scrutiny in a big way, ruining her life for a period of time. In December of 2013, Justine was taking a trip from her home state of New York to visit
See
family in
bad
South
people.
Africa. It was around the holidays,
She's a
so
bad
she
person.
thought
She was
she'd
so
pay him a
nice
visit.
though.
During a layover in London, she got bored and began firing off a few tweets from her personal Twitter account, which only had about 200 followers. Most of these were relatively inoffensive, but one of them was, let's just say, a bit spicy. It read, "Going to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding. I'm white."
That's
bro,
insane,
this tweet is
bro.
bad on, I don't know, like 3 levels. It makes fun
It's
of
just
Africa,
straight
AIDS
racist.
victims, and I guess black people too. This one should have stayed in the drafts, homegirl.
Yeah,
Now, the
like
tweet
it just
didn't get any
targeted
attention
all
initially. Even as
hateful
she was boarding her next flight, nobody had responded to
weird
it. So the
posts.
woman,
That's
she
crazy.
gets on the plane, turns her phone off, and takes a nap as she's going to Cape Town, South Africa. In the meantime, someone found her AIDS tweet. Noticing that Justine was a PR executive at IAC, they felt it was wildly inappropriate. So they forwarded her post to a journalist working at Gawker named Sam Biddle. Biddle would go on
Damn.
to share this offensive tweet to Gawker's sister website, Valleywag. BuzzFeed got a hold of it as well. Internet users bombarded her employer with demands for punishment, but Justine couldn't be contacted. And that's because, well, all of this had been unfolding during her flight. She didn't
Damn,
have internet
word moves
nor
quick.
any idea
That's
people had even
crazy,
seen
wow.
the tweet. Once users picked up on the fact that Justine hadn't responded because she was in the middle of flying, the hashtag #HasJustineLandedYet began trending online as people eagerly waited for her inevitable shocked reaction to being canceled for her AIDS tweet. When Justine did finally
Wow,
land, she was
dang.
horrified as to what had unfolded. The woman instantly deleted her Twitter account, but Pandora's box
Deleted
had
her
already
whole
been
Twitter
opened.
account is
Justine soon
crazy.
got word that she was getting fired, understandably so. In light of her termination, she offered this apology. "Words cannot express how sorry I am and how necessary it is for me to apologize to the people of South Africa who I have offended due to a needless and careless tweet. Unfortunately, it is
Damn.
terribly easy to be cavalier about an epidemic that one has never witnessed firsthand." While you might
Bro
expect
got
this to be a
fucking
career
instantly
ruiner, Justine would recover from this absurd controversy and has landed additional corporate
post
roles in the
doesn't
years
matter.
following the
You have
scandal.
free
You gotta
speech,
wonder
but
what was going through
with
her
free
head
speech
when she
comes
hit
the
publish on
consequences of
this
what you
tweet.
say.
I like to think the years of
She got
PR,
PR
mental
and
gymnastics,
exactly.
and communications jargon involved with her job just caused her to snap one day, and in the lapse, she just tweeted out the most offensive thing that she could think of at the time. Whatever the case, it's a truly classic tweet. Bro, what the hell's going on? I'm hacked. They got my data. So getting fired is one thing, but what about when posting online gets your whole identity stolen? Just go ahead and Google yourself. Right now, you're found on
Fucking
smart
ad.
brokers. Leave it to your information. When in and they could and get my information back your personal annual hiring and lawsuit. Most of the stories we've covered so far are about employees getting fired for ethically bankrupt or
things.
disgusting behavior that needed immediate correction and punishment. However, in
Damn.
this next case, the cause for firing
I think
really
some of
isn't all
these
that egregious.
don't really
It's actually
deserve
quite
to be
silly, and
fired.
ironically,
The
what this
AIDS
employee
one,
did
yeah,
led to some of
but
the
the
most
rest-
serious consequences that you'll see in today's video.
That's crazy.
A lawsuit. This story begins in late 2019 with a 23-year-old named Cody Hidalgo. Cody had recently gotten a job at a small masonry company based in Detroit, Michigan. Things were great for a while, but it could be assumed that the work there was hard and the physical labor at the job certainly was worthy of a gripe or two, even by the most
Bro,
dedicated of employees.
I wonder if I could
Which
still do
brings us to
physical labor,
social
chat.
media.
I haven't done it in so long. I feel like I'm so weak and brittle and braille. Like, I used to like work out in the fields and shit. That's crazy. Never.
So it had been about 2 months at the masonry company, and on a day off, Cody is browsing Facebook when he finds a meme posted to a friend's page. The meme featured Elmo from Sesame Street sitting on the toilet with the caption stating, "Boss makes $1, I make a dime, that's why I poop on company time." Boomer tier meme, right? We've all seen this type of I hate
I mean,
my
bro,
job
real.
joke on social
You
media
a Billy
before.
boy. Bro, I remember back in the day when I used to work at different places, I'd go sit on the toilet, bro, and I wouldn't even pull my pants down. I would just sit there on my phone and hit my dab pen.
My collar's blue, but my neck is red. Now, Cody thought this meme was relatable and funny, so he decided to share it to his page. And for some reason, his bosses didn't seem to appreciate the joke. One of them had seen Cody share this meme and would later reach out to him
That's
through a
so
text
petty,
message,
bro.
clearly pissed off. We don't make $1 when you are shitting all the time. Why don't you stay home and do your shit? I don't like to play your bullshit games. Maybe there's a company out there that will put up with your games because I won't. Good luck. Cody, who was a bit surprised that his boss was so triggered, responded asking for clarification. The
Damn,
boss
bro.
says, look on your Facebook
That's the way to
page.
do
Do
it.
you think things don't get
Yo, what up, Parrot? Wow.
around? Cody says, because I shared a funny meme on a Sunday when I'm not at work? The boss says, you brought work into it on a Sunday. Cody says, so you're going to fire me over a meme I shared that was nowhere relevant to work at all. Cody continues to send messages, but the boss stops responding, leading to Cody
Damn.
apparently believing that he had been fired for sharing the stupid meme. So some of you are probably like, yeah, fuck around and find out, and I hear you, but I think the guy at least deserves some kind of meeting or phone call with the boss. Maybe give a warning first,
Damn,
right?
bro got
I worked many
clapped
jobs
for a
myself, and
meme.
I had a situation kind of like this happen
does
once when I was
that?
much younger,
Who would
involving me
post
posting a
that?
photo of
You got
myself soaked in
clapped, bro,
rainwater
quick.
while collecting grocery carts, and I think the caption was like, fuck my life or something, okay? So what happened was my boss saw this, but they didn't just instantly fire me. They sat me down and were like, yo, is this a joke, or do you actually just hate your job and not want this anymore? And I was like, no, this is totally just a meme. I want to be employed. And the problem was totally resolved, and I was just like a perfect employee after that.
Damn,
It
bro,
wasn't
their
serious
jobs are
from me. I was just
tripping.
joking around. Shout out Publix, by the way, one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Wow,
Cody
who
felt like his boss was
Who
being
did
a
it?
giant
Wait,
pussy. So
oh
he
my
decided to
God.
post the meme again and the text message exchange in a new post. And because of how dumb and silly all of this was, coupled with the boss's irritated reaction, the call-out post went viral. Many sympathize with Cody, going out of their way to bombard the stone-cutting business with bad reviews. And while I don't agree with this tactic, some criticism seems warranted here. That's of course if Cody is being entirely truthful about the situation. You see, the masonry company would fire back, challenging Cody's I got fired because of a meme narrative in a big way. Included in an article from 7 Action News was a statement from the
Damn,
company's
in the
lawyer,
news.
Jan
Bro, they put
Jeffrey
anything on the
Rubenstein.
news. I'm
In
sure
it, the
he
attorney
did.
claimed that Cody hadn't actually
doing
been
his
fired
job.
from this
That's
text
insane.
message, and that Cody had actually worked a
30
shift at
people
some point
losing
after
their
receiving
livelihood.
these messages.
Their dad
When
did that
asked
to them.
about this
Now their
discrepancy,
kids
Cody
can't
admitted
eat.
that he had indeed gone to his job 2 days after the text exchange, but only because he wasn't sure if he was actually fired or not. Apparently, Cody at some point would walk off the job site and his employment was terminated. But technically and legally speaking, Cody was not fired over text message because of the meme. And it's important to have
pictures
this
he takes of
established
himself
moving
are
forward.
so bad.
Because of Cody's actions bashing his former employer, the masonry company lawyered up and pursued legal action against
They
him.
sued
They
him?
alleged that their reputation had
Maybe
been damaged by
dumb.
his words and that members
Happy
of the
Monday.
company had received death threats because of
Motherfucking Moo Moo chat. Leave it to Moo Moo the GOAT with a wheel spin and a $20 TTS. Happy motherfucking Monday. Where's my wheel spin tab? Chat. Shout out to Mulan, my GOAT. I fucking love you. You're off work. Welcome home. Welcome to the cult. Sit down, relax, grab a drink. Because it is time to spin the wheel. Chat. Get some W's in chat. Get some hearts in chat. Let's run it, bro. Let's run it. What up, Silver Bane? I appreciate the motherfucking love.
Happy Monday.
Guys, the TTSs, they help out so much. I wouldn't be able to survive and do what I do without you guys. Thank you so much, Mulan. You a GOAT. Welcome, man. How's everyone's day today, chat? It's Monday. brand new week. Let's get started. Let's turn up.
Posts. Cody did his best to mitigate the circumstances at hand, going to the media and even expressing regret, saying he had gone too far.
Had an
with
early
his
stream
call-out
today.
posts. There
So I
wouldn't be any
appreciate my
major
early
updates to
active
this
chatters
story for
pulling
several
up.
years, but its resolution would finally come in 2023.
We got
after
about
business
another hour, 9 minutes of stream. After that, we're gonna do a movie night, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go live for a late night stream tonight.
Insider released an
If
article
I get back in time.
revealing that legal proceedings
Which I
had
should.
since
Shouldn't be going
commenced
long.
and concluded. The article reports that Cody had failed to defend himself against a defamation lawsuit issued by the company and was forced to pay
Once again,
$150,000 in
we'll be back.
restitution to them. This allegedly resulted in Cody filing for bankruptcy, with the story serving as a dire cautionary tale to all. Complaining about your work online, well, you're entering dangerous territory, my friend. You could go as far as to say that sharing this meme bashing his workplace, in my opinion, it ruined his life. Do I think he deserved it?
Bro
Absolutely
lost
not, but he
everything
got
over a
sued,
meme.
and
Thing
that's
just
the
went
story
bad
of the
for
shitty
real.
Elmo meme and Cody Hidalgo.
What you
Taco Bell
doing?
pranks
I've
gone
decided
wrong. I'm no
I'm
stranger to
taking up
covering the
ballet
various sickening exploits of
and
fast food employees
dance
on this
and
channel.
art in
But the
that
more I
way.
think about
So
it, I don't
I'm
believe
doing my
I've ever
first ballet
discussed a
class
Taco
today,
Bell employee
and
incident.
I'm gonna
That just seems
try to
wrong.
just
Taco
let
Bell
loose,
is
you know.
S tier, by the way. Don't at me. I love the dog food ground beef. Nobody will convince
Love
me
Taco
I
Bell.
am dying on this hill. And also, the Cantina chicken menu is fire. So there actually are two
Food card
insane
picks
examples
incoming.
of Taco Bell employees getting fired for doing some disgusting shit at
What,
work
you
and
don't
it being
want to
posted
see me
online.
dance
The
like a
first
ballerina?
involves someone pissing. This story takes place
don't know
all
if
the
I
way
wear a
back in the
leotard.
summer of 2012, and it begins with a tweet from a Taco Bell employee named Cameron Jankowski. At Hunter Moore at Is Anyone Up? Guess where I work? Hashtag Piss Olympics, hashtag Nacho Bel Grande.
What the
Attached
fuck?
to the tweet was a photo of Cameron seemingly urinating in the restaurant's kitchen, pissing on a pile of Nachos Bel Grande during his night shift at Taco Bell.
What
This is
the
like Burger King
fuck?
foot lettuce's crackhead cousin.
I would
Jesus
sue.
Christ.
My
So,
God.
why do this? Well, you may notice that Cameron addressed his post to Hunter Moore and Is Anyone Up, which is Hunter Moore's controversial revenge porn website. The TLDR on
Revenge
Hunter Moore
porn
is that he was this
website?
piece of shit influencer popular in the early 2010s who had a lot of sway online, and people would try
No
to impress him
way.
with vile stunts and get his attention. And if your post was crazy enough, Hunter would send you a t-shirt or give you a shout out. Cameron was clearly
What
trying
the
to appeal to
fuck?
this guy. Now, obviously, you had people responding to this shocking image on Twitter, calling him a piece of shit for contaminating food. But Cameron would make an important clarification in a response tweet. Quote, sorry for disappointing you all, but I didn't serve those. That's too fucked up. Haha. I pissed on them where nobody could see, in private, and threw them away. There's literally nothing they can do. Fire me. I don't care. According to Cameron, it was a
Damn,
victimless
ew.
crime.
But he's still
how
pissing
sure are we that
the
Nachos
issue.
Bel Grande aren't sentient? While a firing was most certainly on the horizon, that's not all
night,
Cameron
Kato.
had to worry about. After posting this nacho desecration image and
What's
pissing
wrong with
off the
people so
internet,
much,
his
bro?
Twitter account was literally
much.
hacked by Anonymous. Yeah, like the scary online hacker guys with the masks. I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
And his
posted
fucking
TikTok.
docs was published online shortly after
No
via
way,
a public
that's
YouTube video
him?
that was created by one of the anonymous hackers. These dudes were passionate about their Taco Bell.
That's
Image
crazy.
of the actual hacker shown on screen now. This docs would in turn reveal that the nacho pissing incident by Cameron took place at a Taco Bell located in Fort
said,
Wayne,
"Don't
Indiana.
fuck with Taco
With
Bell."
the guy's name out there and the store identified, Taco Bell quickly stepped in
Looks like
and
a young
terminated
Turk.
Cameron within hours of the incident. After
Steak
being
gold
fired,
forever.
Cameron was interviewed by the local media, and in this interview, he actually makes a surprising claim. That being that the piss that we see in the infamous nacho photo, well, he says it wasn't really urine. It was a Mountain Dew golden shower.
But Jankowski says what looks like urine was all a prank.
It was Mountain Dew, and like I threw it right away.
And I gotta be honest, if
That's
you look
crazy.
at the spray pattern, this does kind of look like the trick
I
where
don't
you
believe
cut
that.
a slit in the top of a bottle and spray liquid
Don't
out
do
of it. if you
Turk
know what I
like
mean.
that.
Like, I don't know. The stream seems a bit too forceful to be of penile origin. But hell, maybe Cam is just that guy and he can
And the
piss like a pressure
angle,
washer.
the
I don't
angle of
know.
the
In the
piss.
end, Cameron did seem remorseful, saying the incident had resulted in him being unable to get work in the fast food industry. And he ended his statement here with a warning
New
to anyone
TikTok.
who might be thinking of pulling off a similar stunt.
The 19-year-old says he finally got another job, but the kicker? Jankowski never got that t-shirt for the picture. All he received was a lesson on what not to do on social networks.
Don't post any personal business on social networks. I mean,
Bro got cooked.
nothing like too personal or anything. Like, it'll come back to haunt you.
The early 2010s would turn out to be a pretty bad era for Taco Bell in terms of employees acting like idiots, because about a year after Cameron's incident,
Bro, this
another
makes me never
worker
want
got
to
in
eat
trouble
fast
for
food.
online antics. In June of 2013, a sickening photo began
Like, dude,
circulating online, this time showing what appeared to be a Taco Bell employee licking a
Who knows
massive
what the
tower
fuck's
of taco
happening to
shells
your
meant
food?
for customer consumption.
Why?
Absolutely diabolical. This taco liquor image quickly made the rounds on social media, with the pic becoming somewhat of a meme, though most people were just disgusted by it. Commenters wrote, "This sure
Of the
says a lot
soggy
about your
spit
employees,
tacos.
food
I know, so
treatment,
I'm
and what they
saying.
post on the internet. Had to
The
share
worst
it.
part
So
is the
disgusting."
hard shell's
Taco
gonna be
Bell immediately
soggy.
took notice, quickly launching an
And I
investigation
hate
into
when
the
my
matter.
hard shells
Who
get
was
soggy.
licking on these shells and where can we find him? Well, given the fact that the employee's face was fully visible in the picture, it wouldn't take long for them to apprehend this tortilla-licking terrorist. After performing an employee interrogation, which may or may not have involved torture, on June 3rd,
Then Taco Bell
would
got the
publish a
Taco
statement
Bell officers on
explaining
them.
exactly what had led up to the infamous image being taken. They said it wasn't as bad as it looked. Apparently, around the time of this photo being snapped, Taco Bell had been making preparations to release their new line of Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, which are vastly inferior to the nacho cheese ones, by the
No,
way,
the
but I'll continue.
Cool
In the
Ranch
prep
ones
stage
are
of this
fire.
Cool Ranch Taco Shell release, the company launched an internal competition of sorts amongst their employees, which encouraged workers to take photos of themselves eating or trying the new Doritos Loco Tacos. Now, if you were to ask me, that is what's happening in this photo, but clearly Taco
Damn.
Bell didn't intend for workers to get this abstract. I mean, whatever happened to artistic expression?
It's not my
Let the
favorite. I like
man
the hot
paint on his
Dorito. They have
preferred
hot Dorito
canvas. The
tacos.
tongue is his brush.
On tacos
Anyways,
and
this
buy
photo
one
was
real.
taken
I
during
didn't
an
have
internal
hot.
contest,
Do they
and it
still
got
have them?
posted to the internet months later by this worker, sparking online disgust. Taco Bell's response, quote, "We do not
Not
believe these
anymore.
employees
Why do they
harmed
always
or
take away the
intended
good
to harm
shit?
anyone, but we deplore the impressions this has caused to our customers. Our franchisee is responsible for the employment and conduct of this restaurant's employees and has
You're doing
informed us
midnight.
that he immediately
see if
suspended the
my
employee
mods
shown in the
replied.
photo and is in the process of terminating his employment. The employee who took the photo no longer works there." It was later discovered that the infamous incident had occurred at a Taco Bell location in Ridgecrest, California, though the particular store number or name of the employee has been lost to time. I gotta be honest, I feel bad for this
Bing.
worker. I mean, they just got a little too enthusiastic while participating in Taco Bell's photo challenge. The world just wasn't ready for this guy's artistic
he's also
vision.
ginger, which also adds an element of disgust to what's going on.
Dental employee brags about stolen journal on Snapchat. This story begins with
What?
Premier Dental Group, a dental provider based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, it must
Chat, I have something embarrassing. I had a really personal, deep, like, it had such personal, deep moments, thoughts, retellings, like diary, notebook I carried around for years. And when I was traveling once, I was writing in it, and I left it in my hotel room. And I just know the maids got it, and they read my shit, and they were just giggling, reading all my tea, all my sadness, all my problems, and never found it, never got it back. It's just gone forever.
Must
You
be
in high
stated that
school.
this dental group is no stranger to controversy. The company agreed to
I'm
settle
sorry.
and
Yeah,
paid
so
out
if
close to
when you
$1
anyone
million in
ever
a lawsuit
someone who knows
that
me
alleged
finds
them
it,
of
I'm
submitting
cooked.
false medical claims
That's
in
so
a scheme to
sad.
collect extra
Yeah,
TennCare money from the state. Now, over here in Middle
there's some
Tennessee, where I
confessions in
live,
there.
we call that fraud. Sadly, what we find is that even the lower level employees of this dental group were prone to misconduct as well. It's like trickle down economics, but for shitty business practices here. During a workday in August of 2024, some morally questionable dental staff members managed to get their hands on a patient's private journal. How exactly they obtained it is
The
unclear.
girls' as
It could be
instructions to bring
assumed
my
that the
notebooks when
diary
I
was mistakenly
die.
left behind after a
I need to
routine
do
dental
that,
appointment, you know? The
but
patient like left their
I haven't
bag
written
and the
their
journal
notebook
itself in
since.
the
I'm just
exam
like, that's too
room.
much
Now, the person
liability.
who owned this journal was said to have been a cancer patient, and the journal itself contained sensitive information
A
about their
cancer
struggles with the
patient?
illness. Now, instead of simply keeping the diary safe until the owner returned or, reaching out to the patient to notify them about it, the employees instead decide to read from the patient's diary out loud in the office for entertainment purposes. And they record it. A sick violation of the
That's
person's
so
privacy.
fucked.
2 new ones, which are dermal, so they are not risking anything. I'm going to continue in the testing and the next, but the views have not changed on treatment. I'm not going to do any dialysis, chemo, radiation, or infusions. I will agree to surgery, but it's to repair or correct, but I am not having anything removed unless they know what's causing the failure.
While the video of the diary
Damn.
reading was originally posted to Snapchat, another user recorded it and
Snapchat.
uploaded it elsewhere for the broader internet to see. The clip quickly spread across social media platforms
a
like Reddit
dental
and Twitter,
office?
and as you might expect, outrage and disgust followed. Considering the gross nature of
Not
what
the
the
fucking
employees did,
dentist.
it was only a matter of time until people brigaded Premier Dental's social media pages and, swarmed it with comments and concerned remarks. People were like, hey, you fucking piece of shit, why are you reading that cancer journal? After becoming aware of the clip's existence, the dental group issued the following statement
That's
to their
fucked,
Facebook page.
Sammy.
We
Why?
are aware of a recent incident involving an inappropriate video created and shared by some of our employees. We deeply regret this incident and the hurt that it has caused. First and foremost, we want to extend our sincere apologies to the individual or individuals affected by this video, as well as to their
Damn.
family and friends. But for the time,
That's
this was just
terrible.
lip service. The
Felt
group had
embarrassed.
provided
That's so
zero definitive
fucked.
confirmation
You went to like a
that the
Matilda
individuals
school.
responsible for the diary theft and reading of it had faced any sort of punishment. So unsurprisingly, it did little to
Your
quell
teacher
the
was like the
unruly
Trunchable,
online mob
bro.
that had formed. Hell, I mean, the company actually disabled
Do
their
again.
Facebook page
You
shortly
will.
after issuing this statement, leaving people even angrier. If the bit about the diary owner being a cancer patient is true, it really makes the whole thing beyond sick. I mean, you go to the medical professionals that are supposed to help you, and in all reality, they're caught violating your privacy and trying
I
to
mean, you shouldn't have
humiliate
left
you.
your
These
journal.
workers gotta go.
Busted.
With seemingly nothing being done, proper news outlets began to report on the incident, resulting in it becoming something of a national ordeal. And this additional pressure seemed to do the trick.
Damn.
Local Knoxville-based outlet WBIR soon reported that the employees responsible for airing out the diary had in fact been fired for inappropriate conduct. WBIR also wrote about a new statement from
That's
Premier
crazy.
Dental that claimed the company would be reviewing their
Bro,
internal
that's why you never pull your phone out at work, bro. You know what I mean?
policies and training procedures going forward. Some people are just pieces
Bro,
of
you guys
shit,
are
and I
something
don't think
crazy. So I got to police academy. A lot of my friends from police academy became cops and got on the road and started doing stuff. Bro, they had sent me Snapchats and so many pictures, and they showed me pictures when I saw them again of like traffic accidents, dead people. They'd taken so many personal pictures and had so many videos and Snapchats of them doing stuff on the job. It was crazy, bro. I was like, bro, you guys could go to jail for this shit.
any kind of training can fix that, I'm afraid.
They took it
So
from
while
me.
it would have been great if this never happened at all, thankfully those responsible
crazy, I
were
know.
unemployed, as they should be. However, I haven't even really disclosed to you the most outrageously stupid part of this story. So after the incident went viral, you had this girl right here, the one sitting on the ground in the infamous diary
That's
reading
wild. I miss you,
Snapchat
man.
video, which started all of this. Well, after getting fired, she would actually take to social media and revel in her own infamy. You might expect her to purge her entire internet presence as soon as the controversy broke out. But instead, she took to TikTok to try to own her haters. Look, I'm sorry, girl, but you're actually fucking ridiculous. TikToker soon found herself facing mountains of comments, essentially telling her to jump into an active volcano. The bratty former dentistry employee would eventually deactivate the accounts, unable to take the heat caused by her own shitty behavior. Let's hope the woman never works in the healthcare industry ever again. Brand account tweet gets somebody fired. So in today's internet landscape, it's common for companies and brands to employ the use of snarky public-facing social media accounts, you know, to stay relatable with younger customers. Wendy's, Popeyes, Denny's, you name it, companies are posting memes and jokes now, and that's just kind of part of the way businesses like this market these days. If you go back to 2011, the concept of a brand embracing internet culture and memes was still pretty foreign and novel. Most accounts belonging to corporations stuck to standard announcement-style posts advertising their products in a really boring way. But there was one company that accidentally broke the mold. And you could argue they inadvertently created the concept of a brand meme account making edgy tweets without even trying to do it. In March of 2011, internet users were shocked when the brand account for Chrysler Motors tweeted out, quote, "I find it ironic that Detroit is known as the Motor City, and yet no one here knows how to fucking drive."
Damn.
Now, this actually does kind of seem like something a car company would tweet in 2025, but needless to say, it's really unhinged for 2011. Nobody had seen anything like this before. Yo, Detroit viewers, what's the traffic like up there? I mean, I can tell you it sucks here in Nashville. Are you guys actually terrible drivers? Naturally, the tweet sparked tons of chatter, with most being amused at the absurd juxtaposition here. An esteemed company posting something so crass online, it was truly
See, that would make me want to have a Chrysler more.
Sort of publicity stunt, some thought. Maybe the car giant had decided to embrace a new, edgier image. While many companies would in fact take this approach in the coming years, it turns out Chrysler had no such plans to do so, and this entire tweet was a massive mistake. But the post was soon deleted, and a new one was published replacing it, claiming that the Chrysler account had been compromised, though that wasn't the full truth of the matter. Over the next several weeks, more details would emerge as news outlets such as NBC
fired
began
him?
reporting and digging into the bizarre incident.
I would have fought them all.
Reason for the controversial tweet being published was due to an operating error by contracted employee Scott Bartoszewicz, who worked for a third-party marketing firm which handled Chrysler's media pages. Apparently, Scott had meant to issue the offending tweet to his personal account, but had accidentally forgotten which one he was logged into, and he posted his shit post to Chrysler's main one. Scott, of course, was immediately fired for the mistake, but he wasn't all too bitter about the company's decision, as he had made a legitimate screw up and completely owned up to it. A spokesman for Chrysler named Ed Garston stated, quote, "The company has invested greatly, not only financially but philosophically, in supporting Detroit and the U.S. auto industry, and we simply couldn't tolerate any messaging, whether or not there was an obscenity that was denigrating to Detroit." By the end of things, the tweet had become a legendary meme, and it still makes its rounds on websites today, becoming iconic and earning its place in the proverbial snarky brand tweet Hall of Fame. Thankfully, Scott would end up getting a new job. In the aftermath of his firing, he landed a gig managing the social media profile of the Michigan Arts, Beats, and Eats Festival. With all of this having taken place over a decade ago, it's unclear what the guy's doing today. But if he's currently unemployed, Wendy's, Popeyes, any of these annoying fucking brand accounts online, you should hire this guy. He's pretty based and knows what he's doing. Whatever the case, Detroit, are you guys gonna accept Scott's slander? Do you really not know how to fucking drive? Sound off below. The apartment complex hall monitor Karen loses her job. In
You're really
October
trying to
of
get those niche
2018,
Detroit
a filmed
comments.
interaction between a black man named De'Arion Tolles and a white woman, seemingly in her late 30s, went viral. The video shows Mr. De'Arion, who happened to reside in the same apartment complex as the girl, attempting to enter his building before being stopped dead in his tracks at the doorway.
I need you to move out my way, please.
No.
Ma'am, please stop touching me.
I'm not touching you.
You just was previously.
Damn,
not touching you at
racist
all.
bitch.
I'm going to step in where I live
I'm
at.
not touching you, and I'm not in any way doing anything outside of letting my dog go to the bathroom.
And I live here and you're blocking the door.
What unit?
I don't need to tell you that. What unit do you live in?
Despite repeatedly making it clear that he was a legitimate resident,
That's
she
crazy.
continues to pester him. The video
Got
goes
it.
on for another few minutes, showing the
Got
chick
what, Jason?
following him up to his apartment and even standing there as he
Proud of
puts
you,
his
Sammy.
keys into his own door.
You just follow me all the way to my door.
As a plain
And you see my keys in the door.
As
That
a-
is so, that...
As a record, I just want to say
Please,
hi.
ma'am,
What
have
is
a...
your name?
Ma'am,
And I'm
you just...
not-
No. Have a good night, ma'am. Don't ever do that again. You look pretty stupid on video. Have a nice night.
To
And my name's
what?
Mr. Tolles. Thank you.
The video was
Damn.
initially shared to Facebook, but it garnered so much buzz that it
Racist.
spread to the wider internet. Once it got to YouTube, it received over 42 million views. The woman's extremely entitled attitude resulted in many characterizing her as a Karen.
Streaming in
giving
the
her
night, yes.
nickname
If I don't get
Apartment
back late,
Patty.
I will be
That being
streaming.
said, it wouldn't be long before the woman's employers stumbled across the controversy.
We're doing
and took
movie night
action.
after stream
Mainstream news
today.
outlets such as the New York Times reported that her name was Hillary Brooke Mueller, revealing that she worked at a real estate management company called
Damn.
Tribeca STL. Apparently, after the
What
cameras had been
movie?
turned off, she had gone so far as to call the police, claiming she was, quote, uncomfortable. She was fired from her position at the
Jason
company,
picked
with
it.
many onlookers baffled as
It's
to why
called Talk to Me. Scary movie.
she had even bothered the man in the first place.
Oh,
As you can
I like how at the end Jason said, "This is a secret surprise movie for." Yeah, I read that at the end after seeing the movie part. My bad. He says, "No one say anything." He. At the end. My bad. I was reading the movie. I was reading it. Is it scrolling down? Fucked up. My bad. Chat, forget that. Jason's got a surprise movie for us. It's super scary. I don't know what it is. What could it be?
probably guess, most assumed it was because she was.
Did he say it?
another
No, that's what I'm
racist
saying.
Karen
Spooky
lady,
surprise.
that didn't know why somebody who was black could possibly ever live in her complex.
I didn't,
Though
bro.
Hillary said this wasn't the case, soon hitting back at her critics. She soon did an interview with Fox 2 News, attempting to
Shadows.
justify her behavior,
Bro, you're
claiming that
assuming
she had been
things.
concerned that Mr. Tolles didn't actually live there. And she said that she was just trying to keep the apartment complex safe. When questioned about why she had felt that this was her responsibility, she stated,
My only intent was to follow the direction that I've been given by our condo association board members repeatedly, and that is to never allow access to any individual that you do not know.
Ironically, the article goes on to point out that she had been
Damn.
married to a biracial
cold.
man named Brandon Mueller, who later spoke out
That's
on the
crazy.
incident. Business Insider reported that although Hillary had initially tried to defend herself by claiming she was married to a black man, Brandon revealed that they had been separated for over a year by that point. Though
But
they
she
weren't
was
technically
racist.
officially divorced, though. He was horrified at the incident, stating, My only hope is that we as a community can use this as an opportunity to do what my late father taught me many years ago, to not allow others' ignorance to incite anger and hatred, but to use it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and promote love. In the end, this incident went down as yet another
To be a
example of a
surprise.
Karen gone
You didn't hear 'cause I
wild.
didn't say anything, right,
Occasionally,
Mulan?
it's referenced on social media platforms like Reddit
What you
and Twitter,
said.
but,
Exactly, 'cause I
it
didn't
is one
say
of the more
anything.
goated Karen moments. And well, you made it to the end of the video.
Right.
Let me know what you guys thought about this one down below in the comments section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out.
Shout out to my patrons. My patrons way better. Way more